The next one is there is something called as usage of 10 strategies for automation and production systems. So there are 10 different strategies which are developed. Any one or multiples of these can be incorporated or used before we go for the automation. So basically we have to try everything, or we have to understand whether the requirements can be met without going for the automation. If no other choice is available, then we have to go for the automation because it is a high investment activity. So what are the 10 strategies? First one is specialization of operation. So using the same equipment, it may not be possible to achieve the requirements of the component or the products. So we have to go for a better, highly specialized machine. Now this is like having a skilled labor. So much better quality of machine if you are able to procure, and if you are going to use it, it may be possible to get the requirements of the quality and requirements of the time. We need not go for any automation. Next one is combined operation. So if more than one operation can be performed on a machine, then also it is very preferred. So for example, we are having a machine which can do drilling, tapping operation. For example, if we are doing the two operation on two different machines, then it involves 2 times setting up of the component, again taking out from the drilling and taking out from the or taking into the tapping machine, and again you have to do the tapping. So instead of that, if we are having separate spindles so that we can perform drilling and tapping in the same machine, then such a system will be called as a combined operations, which means we are able to perform more than one operation in a given machine. Next one is simultaneous operations. So if we are able to combine the operations, the next one is whether we can do the two operations simultaneously. For example, we are having 3 holes present at equidistant. So first one we are doing the drilling, and then we are doing the tapping. Then when we are doing the drilling of the second hole, if it is possible to tap the first one, then that will be called as a simultaneous operation. So more than one operation we are able to perform at the same time. Next one is integration of operations. So here we should be able to combine 2 or more machines by using some kind of material handling equipment, so that the overall setup time and other things are reduced. So we are actually combining 2 or more machines and making it function as a one single unit. Next one is increased flexibility. So here the idea is we are having more than one machine in which the process is going to be performed, and you are having a series of components. If you are having a batch production, then one component will be manufactured. It may be loaded into the second machine where the total time requirement is slightly different. So the machine will be idling. So if you say increased flexibility, then the component should be so chosen that more than one operation can be performed in a given machine. That is, we are able to use the principles of flexible manufacturing system, and we are able to load the machine with different components so that continuous processing is happening. The machine should have the capability to perform different kinds of operations on different products. That is the important characteristic. So this is the basic feature of a flexible manufacturing system, which means the production variety is large and the batch size is not an issue here. We can make one component, you can make 10 components. The idea is to put the components into the machine and get the output. So that is the increased flexibility. Next one is improved material handling and storage. Basic idea of automation is to improve the efficiency or to get higher number of products. So basically the idea is to reduce the time. It is also possible to reduce the time by actually reducing the time wasted in waiting. So if you are able to design a material handling system in such a way that components spend less time during movement from one station to another station, or they are spending less amount of time in storage, then it is possible to improve the production rate, and maybe a automation may not be desired. A simple improvement in the material handling system may be sufficient. Example can be if a human person is using a trolley and pushing it from one area to another area, we can use a motorized trolley, thereby we are able to move the components faster. The next strategy is online inspection. So if you are doing a regular conventional inspection, the feedback may not reach the machines if any error is found. If you are using a online inspection, if any error is found, immediately the required action can be taken so that the components in process are rectified and the error is not going to repeat. So overall the inspection time is a wastage of time. So by controlling the process in a much better fashion, the overall time is going to be reduced. Next one is process control and optimization. So optimization is an important characteristic of any manufacturing process. Always the idea is to reduce the time taken or to improve the quality. If we take the example of turning, maybe the standard practice is to use a particular speed and feed rate, but based on the component quality what is being achieved, it may be felt that a higher feed rate can be used, or based on trials, if higher feed rate is giving the same quality, maybe the same can be utilized throughout, thereby reducing the overall time of manufacture. So in this way the various process parameters have to be continuously improved so that the overall time is going to be reduced, or the overall cost is going to be reduced, or the product quality is going to be achieved at a higher level. So we can use different kinds of control characteristics. We can use different controlling functions to ensure that the output is as per the requirement. So and these parameters have to be optimized. So the entire process has to be optimized and controlled at that particular level to get consistent product quality. Next one is plant operations control. So whenever we talk about the plant operations, it includes the manufacturing support systems also. So whatever is happening in the shop floor, if the information is going into the higher levels, then maybe the information is much better and the overall time wasted can be less. So how does this can happen? If a order is going to be received by the company, it may take lot of time before it is entering into the plant. Maybe the raw material is not available, or some other issue is going to be arising. So if the information exchange happens more smoothly, then the time losses can be eliminated, or if any inspection activity or any other issue is there, if any rejections are there, that information can also go to the customer in a very smooth fashion, so that the overall coordination is much better. So thereby there are no time lags that can happen, and the customer is provided with proper information and he is updated. So next one is a computer integrated manufacturing. So if you are able to seamlessly integrate the facilities and the entire communication or information system that is flowing, then we can call it as a computer integrated manufacturing. This is a complete automation of all the activities that are present inside the factory. So we have to decide what are the things we can improve before we go for the automation. Simply going for automation may not always solve the problem. So we have to see which one we can implement first of these 10, or we have to go for first the understanding, simplifying, and then we have to go for automation. Even before we go for the automation, we have to see whether any other improvement is possible. If none of these things are going to help us in achieving the requirement, then we have to go for the complete integration or go for the automation of that particular system to get the required production rates.